In science fiction's ever-ongoing series of This Is Not Okay, Nintendo has bestowed upon us a game wherein squids turn into kids and then shoot each other until they explode, for no reason whatsoever. This game is a little messed up, but that won't stop me from super reviewing the splat out of it. And if you don't know what that means, you will soon. Let's start with the basics. You're this or that. It doesn't really matter outside of whether or not you like their hairstyle, or general coolness factor, which is an unquantifiable thing, or if you want to play as your own gender, but they both do the same things. Also, if you want to change it, you can do that whenever you want to. On your back though, you've got this thing of ink, like a vat or a thermos, and it magically connects to your gun since it doesn't have any actual tubes of any sort. You shoot ink out your gun as opposed to like squirting it out of your defense squid flaps or however squids work. Now looking at this smattering of squidding splattering, you might think Splatoon is a happy and carefree experience, but approach this from the Inkling's perspective. They're being engorged with this hostile ink until they explode into nothing. Their little Inkling souls attempt to flee in terror, only to be recaptured and forced back into the murder-thon. Truly, truly horrifying. At least they make that cute little noise. I like that part. In Splatoon's main multiplayer mode, you fight over turf in a sort of warlike manner. They call it turf wars, but I don't really get why. Since the goal of turf war is to cover territory, player efficiency is evaluated on those terms rather than on their ability to murder. As such, if you paint the ground, you're helping. This allows players who aren't good at shooting to still make a worthwhile contribution. That said, shooting the ground may not be as actively engaging as shooting an opponent. One of the most valuable aspects of Splatoon, however, is the paradigm shift, which results from the difference of victory condition. You can only hold one weapon for the whole game, so strategically you have to work with your teammates based on their weapons to cover turf. You can't just pick a weapon that you think is best for the job. Regarding strategy, if the whole team is up here, controlling the high ground with all these beautiful lines of sight, there's all this map that they cannot even touch. As such, every piece of the map is equally as important in terms of victory, because it's all worth points! Glorious points! All the maps have a well-defined identity, which is good, because there are only 6 so far. We get more for free later, but until then, at least what's there is worth playing repeatedly. And not just because they're fun, but since every piece of the map is equally important, fights will break out all over the map, throwing all the different possible weapons you can have, and it's unlikely you'll ever have the same match twice. Oh, yeah, the map names are really great. Like, they're all these fish things. There's a lot of fish puns in general, because they're squids, except they can't swim, so they're really not squids. I mentioned the fighting, like 80 times already, so I guess I should talk about that now. If you haven't figured it out, this is not a traditionally structured thing. Video game. Victory conditions may be different, but there's still quite a bit of Inkling on Inkling combat. The shootery aspects of Splatoon would be standard shooter stuff, were it not for squid form. Despite its profoundly ignorant scientific inaccuracies, squid form makes enemy encounters exciting and tense. Squid form is pretty freaking simple. You go in the ink, go faster. Human mode, squid mode. You can pop in and out of squid mode like nothing. In fact, you can do it so much that you're likely to get stuck mid-form and have to see a squid doctor to get all your parts fixed. Probably. I mean, that might be a thing. This means mid-fight, if you have ink next to you, you can very quickly reposition yourself and attack from a different angle, which makes tracking you much harder, obviously. So if you want to pull some sneaky squid stuff, you can. Or just pop up on some poor unsuspecting Inkling and blast them full of ink. Or, more likely, you'll use it to just get around faster and scale walls like some sort of squinja. To make things even more dramatic and exciting, you can see the color balance of the map changing in real time on the gamepad. This is a great way to know where to avoid and where you need to make a change. If you want, you can even squid jump from wherever you are on the map to a buddy somewhere else. Friendship is never far in this dramatic action explosion. The weapons are also impressively varied. Well, yeah, they're mostly varied. Like, there's all these different weapon classifications and each of them behave very differently. I'd be thoroughly flabbergasted if you couldn't find a weapon you liked. And I would guffaw equally as egregiously should you not like all the colors, because there's a lot of them all over the place. If you don't like colors, I just don't understand you, yo. On the subject of colors, though, in the last minute of every game, the music kicks up and the comebacks are so real. Watching the map change from the enemy's color back to yours at the very end, only to end up super close, it's like, oh my gosh, are we gonna win or not? Are we? Are we or not? I don't know. And that is exciting. The combat design is highly conducive to close games because, altogether now, everywhere is worth points. And to make matters even better, there's this delightful cat named Judd who judges everything and is irrationally terrified of every judgment he casts on every match. And I freaking love Judd. He's got a bow tie and suspenders literally in his fur. And he jiggles a little every time he throws the flag out, which is adorable. There's currently no way to make a private lobby for you and your friends, or make a friends squid squad before joining online. So if you want to play with your friends, try having less friends, make more enemies. At least the connections are stable 95% of the time, and the matches fill up very quickly. When you're tired of slaying Inklings, you can chill out in Inkopolis, as long as your definition of chill out is buying clothes from this bumpin' bureau of basin business. Depending on how fresh you are, which is your level, because of course it is, you can get different stuff from this cornucopia of aquatic sales agents. There's like a shrimp selling shoes, and a sea anemone with a jerky fish in her hair, and they've all just got a nice touch of personality. Especially Spike. That dude is edgy, or should I say, pointy. And you know, they've got cool clothes, and I want them all. On the subject of cool clothes, or just coolness in general, also hanging out in Inkopolis are Callie and Marie, the two adorable J-pop-esque idols that tell you all about this stuff whenever a thing happens. They're like a pun for calamari, and that's important for me to tell you. Also, Marie gets more points because her hat is funnier. Oh yeah, and there's also a single-player mode. The single-player is your classic puzzle fare, but with a nice mix of platforming and shooting-based puzzles. There are 5 major areas with several puzzles hidden within them, and you clamber all over the overworld trying to find them. Some of the levels can be a little hard to find, but I appreciate that each area is its own little contained playground to explore. You only get to use the one weapon, and there's not much of a story, but the puzzles are engaging enough for it to be worth your time. Also, this creepy and clearly dying old man tells you what to do, and I'm just like, bro, you've long since lost your freshness. I'll handle this. Also, the boss fights are pretty great. Also, the final boss is freaking amazing, and there's a twist, and it's great, and I love it. You should play it. It's hard as cinder blocks, but you know, I mean, it's the final boss. It's supposed to be. And that's what I'm gonna end the video on. Oh, wait. Also, you can't shoot all the way down, and it's a pain in the butt, and plenty of maps feature cool places for verticality, and it just reminds me that I hate shooting down. Alright, that is it for Splatoon's super review rating spree. Let's tally up all them points and check that final score. Recommended. Hello everybody, thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it because I enjoyed making it, even though it took me forever to make all those stupid freaking point placard things that show up on the screen. That they take forever. So if you did like the video, feel free to put a like on it so I can stand out from the league of millions and billions of Splatoon videos that were finished before me. I figured, hey, I already missed the launch window, so I'll make something, I don't know, weird. Let me know what you think of it, and have a good day.